Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Adventures in the TARDIS Heading Arc. I mean, there's not gonna be a long training, it's gonna be a very short training because they can, literally just go inside a crystal and learn everything in 2 seconds.
Even then, we gotta have a montage. Montage.
I mean, we should need some extra physical training as well, not just mental, oh, I know Kung Fu type of training.
Oh,
And you can tell that I'm I'm like,
actually, this indicates you're on early.
I mean,
Both are.
I am kind of late as well, but you were away, I was asleep, everything is fine. Oh, why didn't I have this for last time? Oh, because it's meta music. Why did Headers of the Lament have to be meta music? But we are just gonna have a sunshine coastline. Hey music. And we will see if it's that's active training or just passive training. I mean, this is definitely not this active. There you go. Would you like to swing on a star? Doctor sings. Why he swings open the bathroom door, leading Dr. Kelly's room, which he knows with a vow. I don't know that song, but yeah. Or at least I don't know if I know that song. His hand is on the bedroom door knob, while his left gestures into the room with a graceful flourish. Because of that, Luffy and Dr. Turner step into the room. Oh, Time Turner is still with them, so maybe Lyra is with them as well.
Yep.
Time Turner is also equipped with another neck strap, which is attached to another pouch. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a back pocket, just like a certain Samponi has. This allows it to hang from his neck. Within is a bunch of oats, which he occasionally snacks on. I mean, that is actually a thing that they use on normal horses. The spinning pouch.
Yep.
Carry move memes home in a jar. That's our thing done, and nobody knows what he's singing because this song does not exist in Expressia. And me better off than you are. The trombone is painfully, the escalator obsessively. Oh, would you rather be a mule? So that's why he paused. Because it's a horse pump. Luffy and Dr. Thunder both fail when they hear the last question. Doctor, are you racist? They glance at each other to see if the other pony shares are concerned. They then look back at the doctor with the same look of confusion and concern. A mule is an animal with a long funny ears, so ain't your money? Is a mule? Doctor seems unhappy.
Seems like it should be in italic if the rest was.
I mean, I assumed he's thinking, so he's unhappy while he has his eyes closed. He stops anything that he hears. He opens his eyes. His neck is brawny, but his brain is. It's a seeing tale as well, but it is in two companions' expression of embarrassment and offense. They know Muse. And you are singing something rather racist, Doctor. This goes Doctor means sharply to his shared teeth before he has them awkwardly. Let me guess, Loki can talk too in your blood. I mean, even if they wouldn't be able to, then it's still a messed up song, if you think about that. European attempted the most known at the Doctor. I see. Doctor accepts as he saves his look off the left side in embarrassment. He decided to suspend the rest of his song for now. Maybe pigs and fish talk too, for all he knows. For all we know, they don't. At least the pigs were just winking in the farm. And the fish are not talking in body language, for sure. This also makes him marvel at the situation just a bit. In the last universe, he used to be an intellectual expert that everyone else looked up to. In this one, he is just a racist. This even included many of his fellow Time Lords. I don't know about that part. His fellow Time Lords thought of him as more like a thief. But sure. It's fair stage to him now to realize his ignorance of this universe is high enough so he can make these kind of mistakes. Believe me, old chap, I sympathize with the feeling of being out of place. Dr. Sandler expresses to his Time Lord counterpart, then gestures around them. Take this marvelous place, for example. I have seen so many fantastical inventions around here that would keep my mind buzzing for a lifetime. But it also made me feel like something of an outsider here. And I hated of your singing voice, even though you are told now. And your songs are racist. The became separate, and she really closed her eyes, and you can see a bit of a happy flap of her gay wings. You really need to do that more often. But maybe sing my songs instead. She opens her eyes again, and I continue to gaze the doctor happily. So there seems to be a bunch of stories you know that I never heard of. I mean, there's an obvious reason why. It's fascinating to me to hear, and I would sure love to hear more of them. And then Norky Noodle comes, opens the door and comes in. Yes, I would love to hear more as well. What was it about Muse? He mounted once and hoped. But the lyrics to that last song in the racially insensitive. That's the best way you can phrase it, yes. It didn't have a catchy tune to it. It gives a pep to ourselves. I mean, you don't wanna go around dancing to that song. At least not in Polymer. And I'm sorry for the culture of and that of humanity did. Dr. informed with them with a faint smile to his lips. I mean, yeah, it's called pop. I mean, I don't know what kind of music did he sing. For all I know, he could have been singing heavy metal song.
I posted it on chat for you.
You know I can't comment on him.
Yeah, I know, but we could do that after the stream.
Yeah.
It's not that long.
I'm sorry. Did you say humanity? Oh no. I will share a clip of that as well. If you know what I don't know if you know what I mean, but I'm just gonna copy and paste this. There you go. And I actually started enjoying them. Most of the other opponents and the Time Lord did not hear and approach me for that sentence. It was actually suddenly just there. John in. They looked expected to later after a hard to come out from a sudden arrival that was almost akin to a jump scare. And I would love to hear more of them too. I expected excitedly. I mean, the more you are gonna hear about humans, the less interested you are gonna be about them. I mean, depends on what information the doctor is gonna share. But we know there are more bad about humans than good. Especially in the eyes of the only who are not destroying their world like we do. I mean, we make exception of Little Club. The eye that is looking at Lyra, the right in this case, great answer is sufficient at Lyra. I mean, who else can it create is sufficient at if it's looking at Lyra? When up is left side continues to look away. The appears the mid-colored unicorn. Did you spend the past month and a half or so here in this room? Encountering all kinds of holographic simulations of humanity's world? Yeah, but those are just holographs. They are like... Me reading about something and me meeting a human is very different. Yeah, and it's incredible. Like I said. I have learned so much of this past one, and half his time spent on that. Losing on the holographic ceiling. No, it is hard to say precisely how much time is passing within this place. Even if there was a movement here, it wouldn't be holographic simulation of one. It would be. That wouldn't mean in the short. I mean, do you know if your moon is not a holographic simulation? And that is one thing that I imagine that Celestia and Luna are lying about. And the sky is fake in Expressio. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to move the moon and the sun just on their own.
Potentially, they're deceived too.
And we know that Celestia is definitely lying because of the Echoes cannot be born. And we have proof that's a lie. Well, you can ask me, Dr. M. White. I am a Time Lord. I'm not called for that for nothing. Lyra looked down with a forlorn sigh. Her face immediately lighted down, but her eyes shifted over the doctor as she admitted. Speaking of time, and wonderful it is had been while up here, wherever we are, I'm missing my old friend Bonbon. Did you say friend? So, yeah, this is before they openly admit that they are together. Yeah?
Yeah, they did call each other best friends at Canterlot wedding. No, not the Canterlot. With the mules.
Yeah. The mules?
Yep.
Pun intended. He got the doctor, the more sage-faced expression, and seems to hand up again, and request. So I have a request. Either don't bring back home in Polymer soon, my champion of course, or pick up my friends from the same time, and please, so she can join me here. I mean, it would be funny if the doctor picked up the older Bonbon who actually is together with Lyra, and they acted a little bit closer as their friends. Is it true? I favored the letter a bit. Because I told her over and over again that humans are real. I think she pretended to agree with me to make me happy and shut me up about the subject, but deep down, I'm not sure if she really believed me. I mean, for all we know, deep down, she might actually know that you are real. You are not real, but the humans are real. And you are as well, real as well. But you might know too much. We know Bonbon is a spy. He might have me sent next to you to look after you if anybody else believes you.
Sure, but Lyra may not know that yet.
Yeah, no, they don't know that yet. I mean, it literally can mean that, Bonbon is sent here to look after Lyra if she is gonna be in trouble or not, and then they actually started having feelings.
Yep, that event occurred somewhere in season 5, where she's taking place somewhere in season 4.
Yeah. Some darkness. There you go. It's some calm music. I didn't know if it ultimately matters, so especially with uncertainty. I mean, even if she comes here, she wouldn't believe that this place is real. In this universe, maybe humanity never really did exist. I mean, yeah, I assume generations are different universes of multiple. In my
Before you read
opinion.
on, can you guess what Lyra's reaction might be?
So what?
Before you read on, can you guess what Lyra's reaction might be?
I mean, Lyra believes that humans are real, so obviously she is gonna probably ask for proof. But there is the word maybe. There's a possibility that human never existed.
Yeah, he's trying to be accurate.
Lyra misses as she demands offended tone. You take that back! I mean almost. Oh, definitely thinking about that. All I'm saying is I don't know the fate in the poly universe. But there's fate in the placating tone. I don't know about the other universe I came from. But it do seem to have a similar sort of destiny that humanity did, from what little I have observed, and compare between the two. Maybe the race you so looked up to, probably the only one you really are. Or they are. But you should look more up to yourself. Wow, really? I am a human? Lyra with a shy and pleasant blush. I will learn more as time goes on. Doctor shouts. But so far, yes. Nobody of the two races is so far. As a totality they eventually accomplish does seem remarkably similar. I mean, there's no difference. The humans never learned how to move the sun and the moon. Well, they did learn to move the Earth. Right? They didn't learn how to stop the sun from moving and move the Earth. Instead, that's interesting to think about, like a music. I wonder if humanity have some individuals in there that look up to my species. I wonder if they always wish they had hooves and stuff instead of hands. I watched her eyes sharply, while her mind is blown. Weird! She murmured with a face of inspection. I think, so I suspect there is. It was the total liar. This species and culture is remarkably similar to a few cartoon shows that they invented in the past. I mean, they don't even know what cartoon is. Come on, I know because there is no television in this universe. Although I'm beginning to wonder if maybe they can study vision of this universe and its inhabitants somehow. Hey! Yeah, sorry. I've seen Stranger Things in my summers. Yeah, I've seen Stranger Things as well. I am on the 4th season.
And they do have movies, by the way. You haven't seen them often in the show yet, but there was a tutorial about how to make tornado power in the show.
Ah. You say vision. Doing as vision. I would like to take on my little Freddy. The first person. Seriously is the main reason I came here today. But let me say that time to lower his head into a tiny leather bag. To snack on some oats. I got to carry reporting to me the vision progress is growing very quickly and smoothly. Doctor informs as he turns over to a holographic window skin then uses the hook to select an option. As a result of that, a holographic black door materializes in front of him. He looks at it just as the door opens itself. On the other side, he witnesses a vision lying on the floor and panting very hard. To her side is a sandman that isn't being operated at this moment. Vision is also wearing some kind of black suit that covers every inch of her side, her hide. It seems to be made of black wires. I thought that the Magi technology advanced, so they don't need wires, but I guess they do.
Well, what do you think might be in the wires? Maybe they're just like tubes that spread water or something.
I mean, for all I know, it could be just to check vitals.
Whatever it is in this place, it's probably actually a simulation that is temporarily solid until you leave the room. Then you're too far from the projection nodes.
Can I find... No, I won't.
It's kind of nice music.
No, I will not find. It's fine.
You know, at this moment, I was thinking of a black suit with some tubes that spread around it from the movie Dune.
I have
supposed
not
to help
watched
with,
it.
You can still look up the pictures, and it's supposed to hydrate you while you're in the desert, so that
Oh,
you're not drinking
Dune,
water.
not Doom. I,
Yes, Dune.
yeah, I heard Doom. Ah, it is
Yes,
very
yes, something
different
like
from
that.
what uh,
I believe they were breathing in a mist of water with those suits to keep you just hydrated enough to stay alive in the desert. It's supposed to be a
I'm
highly
more
conservative strategy.
imagine something like this.
Okay.
When you said, when I had the black suit.
And a big E that's possibly reflected off the helmet.
I wonder who that can be. By the way, that's from the, so, I'm not there yet, but obviously that's somehow. Vision, the 15th, the Russians on Philly side. They end up sliding underneath, right next to the little Philly. They'll be suddenly casting the million money with her foes, and waits upon arrival. For Vision's part, she continues to lie on the ground, nothing hard. Yes, she's lying about being good, being well. But she does it honestly, uh, but she does direct her ears above her head, and Luffy, and the moment he hears her, he hears the other man approaching. What is the black suit she is wearing? I mean, it is definitely a weakened version of a symbiote. We are Venom. We are Vision. Absolutely quiet. So it's time not counterpart. It was like on some old again. It's an invention of the Magi, Dr. Ashford, which is an extension of something they learned from the Time Lord, I suspect. Anyway, what it does is regulate the writers in very different ways. It pulls her off, absorbs and expands her. It leads her, it edits her models with vibrations, so she sort of gets excited even when she's sitting still. But it also simulates and accelerates her natural healing. So, it is most, in most senses her body, but also greatly healed in order to build muscle and her heart more quickly and efficiently. So it is basically simulating the light in her body.
Oh yeah. And by the way, there's something like this. This does exist for real. I heard of some straps that you could put on that magnetically or electrically forces your muscles to move on its own, even if you're not otherwise moving about.
Yeah, another part is not true. Those girls do like uh, taking off the sweat and stuff like that, but it's not one of them, not all of them.
Well, sure, but if you just take what we can currently do, it's easy to believe a high tech society might come up with something like this.
Yeah, if need me, it can also work as a weighted too. The weight of the suit can be programmed to be as light or as heavy as the man wants to be. And then we have a scene like this.
If they had high durability, I can imagine something like the Saiyans would want to wear for training anywhere. Because that would be a basically that's also a gravity suit.
Why are you not? Of course, there is no picture of that.
Maybe you could try another browser. Sometimes it makes a difference.
Let's just say use this one then. Reason?
Right.
It can be that.
Yep.
And you can actually lie and say it's why she's holding it up and make it heavier while it's falling.
Anyway, you were actually done with that paragraph.
Yeah. Wait a second. Like I said, that she is so. The tool can isolate the natural healing of its wearers. Correct, among other things. That's what I thought. Lion points it at it as she is. So why did you guys always ride while you are off on the crazy adventures? That is a good question. I'm with Lyra in that point. I'm sure there are plenty of times you will get each other during your travels. Unless we can make the wearer heal faster, I would say it would be a excellent precaution for your travels. Here's him off. But you just told me that it can act in a gravity suit. So if you are even in a crushing environment because the gravity is too high, you can have the suit lighten you or to counteract the adverse effect. There are no problems with your proposal. Let's send back to Lyra. To me, with that suit is not here, it's just a hologram made by this home. He pointed it. It isn't real. Like many other things in this room, this is another holographic simulation of technology, which might actually exist as well, but in this case, it can only function here. So, if I think about that, Time Turner is actually not eating anything at the moment. Because if he leaves, all those hate is gonna disappear because they are fake as well.
Maybe, but he was wearing that before he came to this room.
I mean, but the room is inside the TARDIS.
Yeah, it is.
We don't know where he gets it from.
We've seen the TARDIS produce real objects too, but here, most everything is a simulation.
Yeah. Wow! Jeez! I just hard. What can this sort of simulation do? I mean, probably leave the room. Which I can see is actually the answer. That's the answer immediately with an amused smirk. I know! Like, especially with the way of home. I mean, besides that, can you imagine all the stars we would get if we were those impossible? Dr. S. Lyle. Yeah, but you have signed paper as well. You can put it on top and no one would be able to write on what you are wearing. Also, if Clarity saw it, maybe she would make it a fashion statement.
Or find a way to spruce it up somehow.
Yeah?
I remember she did that with Applejack's work duds.
I suppose you have a point. I admit she also on the side of her head. Maybe they would think you are wearing an outfit. and try to make a fashion statement. Or maybe you are another flying swan. Well, polymere is just nice like that, the doctor says. But there are plenty of other places out in time and space that aren't so pleasant. It isn't always smart or wise to send out like that, even if it does mean being able to handle the danger better. Don't worry, you are always sending out, you are the doctor. And then it can be better the fact just to blend in. You know, the thing that you cannot do. That's why ships like this, oh, sorry, that was me having a brain fart. That's why ships like this one come perfectly timed with the Chameleon Circuit. And we're supposed to have the ship blend in to wherever it lands. Can't you just repair it? I asked the doctor curiously. I tried once, doctor admits. It still had complications, like the fans were not happy about it, so...
Yep.
Maybe I can take a look at it for you, after a Francis counterpart. I'm pretty sure that thing would be way beyond you, Dr. Field. Otherwise, I don't mind too much. I mean, sometimes literally, even if you are a professional engineer, all the thing needs is another set of eyes. So notice something that you didn't.
That could help. Besides that, I figured Time Turner would have scientific curiosity.
I mean, you can imagine how many times I was literally helping my friends who were like, my PC doesn't work, and all they did was for us to turn on what is it called, the electric splitter.
My end, your voice is like about a second behind your audio.
So this thing, this was off.
Interesting.
That was all the problems that they had.
So it's basically with like a plug, but you can switch individual sockets out.
Yeah.
Okay. Or all of them, apparently.
All of them, yeah. That's why we are showing the thing. Because I don't know why something is it's the new thing that this one does. So I'll be showing back. There's the music. No, it should be fine.
The YouTube was never interrupted, right?
No.
Okay.
And this
Good to go.
shouldn't be. Otherwise, I don't mind too much. How are you feeling, honey? The PS video softly and compassionately. Once again, Dumbledore comes to mind. Because once again in the movie, he didn't act softly and compassionately, Harry. Getting better. We didn't ask once since meaning calm down some. While the others were talking. I still have a long way to go though. The rate of improvement is below Dr. Kelly's earlier projections. The doctor informed proudly, as he stepped into the virtual room. He is shortly followed by the others. We knew the suit would have, and had some idea that what range of results to anticipate based on the curriculum presented to her. But this one took on no challenges with remarkable determination and focus. Focus letting like a later, to scan and use those words to describe her. Speaking of which, I'm ready to get back to work now, with a decide as things start to get up. Computer, need 10 minutes. It goes out. Months later, the 10-minute version. He sees Mission thrown and sick in disappointment, so he tells her. He can continue to break for now. Besides, I think we all have some things to discuss. I also expect some interest to return to Polymere because of some social company that she misses now. The source head and ears perk up when he realizes something which doesn't seem to look like a knife and ask her. Is Momon your girlfriend? Respond, let us blushing a shy blush. We usually say my friend, the painful doctor. No, I meant girlfriend. Well, anyway, Doctor goes on with the song. It might be time we all decide what our next move is. I don't usually have this many guests and companions on the TARDIS, but whenever I do, I like to keep them included in the decision process, because whatever I decide can affect all of us aboard. Getting edgy again, Doctor? Well, yeah, Doctor admits. I had to go lifestyle for almost 1,000 years now. Because of that, sitting put in one place for too long makes me feel like I'm not being productive. With the move in the wide circle of him. The main reason I tried in this time is to fall.
Hey, hold on. I've watched some videos of like people who like live in a van or something similar, who had a go-go lifestyle for several years, and then watched that same person because the van was in the shop. So that person is at a dead halt, and stayed at a hotel for however long it took a van took to repair, and they felt antsy, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not what they're accustomed to anymore. So that is a real thing, a psychological thing.
Okay. I just say where we are. Good thing it's fixed on its own. But yeah, he is definitely the other version of the long-lived creatures. Because most of the long-lived creatures in fantasy are literally the opposite. We have time to do things, don't worry. Right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I've seen this attitude from the Doctor directly as well, and that's from the newer show too. Like with Matt Smith, there was an invasion of a bunch of cubes on the Earth, and he hung around for a while to investigate them to see if they do anything dangerous, and it took a lot of months for anything interesting to happen. He got bored and actually left into some TARDIS adventures for real quick, and then swung back and said, "Are they doing anything yet?"
I mean, this is the thing. If you are doing something very slowly, people are not gonna notice until it's too late. Because they are slowly adapting at the same time. This has been like this forever. Nothing changed, but actually slowly changing. For one, in conjunction with this guy's professional advice, he felt that no matter the crew would need a psychological break from action. For two, some of the things we have been doing in this ship actually have been productive. For example, little physical exercise. Thanks to her efforts in conjunction with the careful captain the regiment and technology assistants, she's almost up to average health level for the visitor age. For her, that is a massive improvement.
Trying to get to that point where she can actually keep with keeping my Crusaders.
I'm going to get stronger with the Princess family. Much stronger. We know. I have no doubt about it. Dr. Again, your determination and the force far exceeds the other children your age. Actually, if she has every chance level for her age, isn't it good enough to include her in the adventures now? No! The pictures. My height probably isn't much greater than any man my age, and I can for this adventure just fine. You were there being mayor, that's poor. Samson points out, which is now has enough to get a good school out of her mind in Ponyville, but it's not for her. I should have done vision problems. Hey! How about all those adventures in the story? Maybe she could keep up with the Kingdom Crusaders and the little escapades. I am not sure about that though. I would say most of Kingdom Crusader escapades are actually more tiresome. And
Besides that, they can see. That actually might be a big factor in some of their adventures.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean she could charge into kick the Empire back when it first appeared and she had kicked over. I mean she could, but she wouldn't win. For that, I guess, Dr. Ludley complained. I mean, it's your fault you are in the future, for them it's the best. Whoa, sorry, that I'm putting into his counterpart. I find you have some what? Who have some investment in the adventure. It's fine. There's a 10-minute video resolve. I mean, this is not really spoiler because there's fellow Wind who was King Sobra's on that part.
Yeah, but to Crystal Sage, the Empire's not returned yet. But they're living in a reality where it has.
Yeah. The one time 2 times also, it's inevitable to encounter a shade of things to come. He looked at his counterpart. But anyway, this is the point I was going to make. We just have to get fast enough to keep up with other forces her age, but it's a madness problem. But if she's going to join us in our TARDIS adventures, which we are ending,
Yeah.
then she needs to be much further ahead of the curve. This is only after she can start keeping up with others. Should we even consider slowing down her training and training ourselves as well, because we are gonna get left behind. Very much so. Speaking of side problems, didn't you say you have some wacky invention to help her with that? That's what I recall, as she yawns her counterpart. Dr. Note, as he said, that's one of the things I have been working on while we are taking a break here. Giving me a puzzle for my mind to chew on. Help me to feel that empty as well. At the moment I have to look down and get some hay because he said, Doctor said chew on. Until then, I just have an idea, and it has been working somewhat. I've been fine tuning it, and we just needed some time to get used to it. Speaking of which, here, I suppose that I shouldn't glasses. The blind normally wear, despite the fact that they are blind. He passes them to vision. He has down her glasses against her height for her to notice them. Vision blindly reaching up. I mean, that's the only way she can reach up. Seeing them, then puts them on her face. Soon later, glasses emit a high-pitched noise that stands up enough. Then it surpasses the volume normal voice can hear. How is it supposed to happen? Duffy asked with a blink of confusion. Vision said, Doctor, I am not a dolphin. I'm a pony. I mean, it is using echolocation, isn't it? Oh? I didn't tell you? Mr. S, don't be surprised. I'm shocked. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, I modified a sonic device similar to my sonic screwdriver, so it can act as a sonar vision for the technology here. It has a sonic pulse, which bounces off an imaginary person or object around her, and sends that signal back to her brain. The pulses are very quick too. It's something like 2 to 10,000 pulses per second. So she might see faster than the normal human eye. Her reaction time might be faster. And because for us to see something, the signal from our eye needs to reach our brain first. But this literally sends the signal back into our brain immediately.
I heard that when it comes to at least most human perception, anything past 30 frames per second for film is almost moot, because normally you can't process anything faster than that.
I mean, you can see the difference, but not fully. The atmosphere sonic waves of energy projected from those glasses now pass back to her and help her to form a 3D map of her surroundings. In other words, it helps her to see in a similar way she can hear. But there is one problem with these glasses. One big problem. If an enemy can detect those waves, they can trace it back to her. Right?
Yeah.
But on the other side, it's also like solar, so she can't see what you cannot see. Like she can see behind the corner.
I'm really sure there's a bunch of problems. And another one I could just think of at the top of my head, and I don't believe the story is meant to address this actually, is imagine the room is already very loud. That would kind of be like standing in a very bright room where it's hard to see because the surroundings are too bright.
I mean, no, if it's loud, then I would say no, it's a sonic wave. It's a different kind of, it's different than what, like the elevator. It is very different.
It might make it harder to tell your own sonic pulses you're sending out and bouncing back when there's other waves included with that. That kind of confuses it.
I mean, no, because in her case, the sonic waves are in different wavelengths than the actual sounds. So, I would say it is much clearer than what the other would see.
Okay.
Because for him, yes, he literally just hears with hearing, with his hearing. But here it is actually waves bouncing back. I mean, I can imagine just not hearing, but it constantly yelling in a high frequency. That would be strange, wouldn't it?
Move on.
That wouldn't include color, would it? The appearance does not show in the blink. I mean, it could, because they are literally waves of light as well. So she said, I said, no, mainly shows her stationary objects and things in motion. He will know the shape of things, and then we get some idea how much it weighs. But color? He shakes his head again. Our technology isn't as fine-tuned yet. Then go further in the future. You will have a time machine. I'm not saying it is impossible, but this method doesn't necessarily lead in the direction easily. And also, that is not the goal. The goal is for her to see.
Yeah.
She can give you detailed information about the shape of the canvas, but still have no idea what is painted on it. As well, a book remained, use as paperweight to her, unless it is braille.
Oh yeah. But then you have to learn how to read that style.
I mean, if you think about canvas and painting, he might have an idea what is painted on it, because every separate stroke of paint is painted different time, and it is. If it is fine-tuned enough, you can see when the paint has been applied. Because there is a texture of painting. If you just brush your hand against it, you can feel there's a difference between different time painting strokes. So,
Yeah, well,
she might not see the color, but she might be able to see what's painted on it.
roaming around colorblind would still be better than roaming on entirely blind.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There are some limitations to this approach too. After all, there's only so much your brain can process at a time. That as well. Right now, I would say that at most, she would be able to make sense of additional information with an approximately 30 feet radius around her. With time, I'm sure she can get used to processing more than that. This method gives her superb awareness of everything around her within that range. 30 feet is like 15 meters, something like that. I think. No, it's only 9. 9.1. That's not too much. But more than what she sees now.
Well, yeah, she'd probably perceive everything within your room, right there. Especially if she's like approximately in the middle of it, maybe.
Yeah. But she must have died to everything beyond that. And the thing, she will never become a great archer or sniper. I mean, she might be later on. But hey, and this is something. He won't have to stumble about her immediate surroundings in blind. In fact, he will be able to see better than any was within that range, except for the lack of color. But once again, color is a wavelength too. And there is the option of Vision becoming a Time Lord as well, or Time Lady as well, later on, and making it better, upgrading the Sonic device. Because you said that the technology doesn't exist yet.
Well, if she ever became a time lady, her next regeneration cycle might include vision, because that form might have working eyes.
Maybe. But would she lose her psychic abilities? That's a good
Maybe.
question.
Yeah.
I would like to learn how to use this device, like you use your sonic device, Doctor. Would you request of him? And I'm interested to teach you too. Doctor requested back to her. I shouldn't know how useful this kind of devices can be. I've been using them for centuries. That device is not capable of anything man can do. In fact, I can use that as a backup just in case mine breaks or becomes unavailable for some reason. Maybe when I give it to a prince of the whole Arabic nation. You need to know, however, that it has been taking me a great deal of time to become as proficient with my tool as I have been. I was gonna say that he's gonna say that it's gonna take a long time and the mission is gonna learn it in 2 seconds. And I had a great deal of intelligence with which to win it in the first place. Remember, she's saying. Also, can't you just put your knowledge into a crystal? We have the technology, remember? And make her learn it in 2 seconds.
True. But then she need to figure out how to attune herself to it.
I mean, once again, this crystal is almost like a hyperbolic time chamber.
Dr. Kelly's uniquely qualified in attuning yourself to magic crystals.
Yeah.
And I would actually give a similar advantage, likelihood, in with the Crystal Sage as well, because that's his cutie mark. That's what he's really good at, innately.
I mean, we know two other opponents who are good at attuning themselves. Crystals. One of them being Fellow Wind, the other her daughter who is not born yet.
No, I would not count Featherwind on that one, but he has practiced, and because of that effort, which is not coming easily to him, but he's still making progress.
I didn't say practice. I didn't say easy. I said qualified.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's true. It may be even good enough to start teaching it.
Maybe. Maybe. That is very much a maybe. You know, the typical thing that the master comes, oh, so now you are so good that you are good to qualified to teach, right?
Actually, at this point, I don't think Feather would have confidence in himself. He is far more likely to defer Vision to either Crystal Sage or Dr. Kelly.
Yeah. It was funny you that his unrealistic to expecting skills will it right away. Instead, we maintain it gradually. I may be intelligent, but the promises in such a sincere way that it leaves no room for doubt to any of our listeners. That should definitely come in hopefully. Let me say it again. After all, you are already used to that tool for so many other things already, Doctor. If I didn't know better, I would be tempted to call it magic wand. Magic wand, unlike a unicorn horn.
Not unlike.
Not unlike, okay. I mean, that's kind of what what is her name, by the way? The daughter's name? That's Starry Night, but something.
Oh, Starbreeze?
Thomas, yeah. Who is using not the Sonic 2 level, but actually a crystal and a unicorn horn.
Correct. Yes.
So in a sense, he became a unicorn.
She became a what?
An unicorn.
Yeah. There are some differences, of course. Um, like that didn't necessarily develop the strength or stamina of a Earth pony, and she's not likely to live nearly as long.
I mean, for all I know, the unicorns don't have the sight of the Earth Pony either.
It
They have the
seems that
flight
way.
and
Well, at least
the magic.
it seems that way for some. I think that's why Celestia is that tall. When she had enough time to fully mature as an alicorn, that and you saw Twilight Sparkle too towards the end of the show.
They don't have the sight of an Earth Pony. They have the sight of the Earth Pony. That's why they are so big. I mean, our universe, Earth Pony. In the universe of light magic, and the man near the cave, Dr. Science as he goes his way back to the holographic panel, as he on the path. He finds a way to compensate our master and master our surroundings. Someday, maybe, I should try to invent a magic wand that can simulate the functionality of a unicorn horn. It will almost be too late. In the meantime, though, science has taken me quite far already, and I shall not abandon a valuable skill that has taken me this long to develop. Instead, there is a room for more space to be explored. Outside, the capacity another virtual button. Yet, a door materializes nearby him, and as a result of that, it also opens by itself. Beyond that, I work here can hear what sounds like having physical activity in the new room. More players can see what is going on, and they step into it. In the new room, the Tucani are serving as sparring against each other. Wait, which Tucani is the real one? There was one outside as well. It's an exchange of who knows. It does not take the newcomers long to have the Tucani easily at the upper hand in the situation despite being 3 times smaller than her opponent. I mean, no, she knows Kung Fu now. The Tucani keeps on striking with such devastating precision in the strikes. She's also using her magic to her advantage somewhat. For example, while everyone else was shuffling into the new room, they see, including me and two in their own way, the Tucani charging at serving, and lean back and forth between various special force fields around them, which acted as a hoof horn for each job. Candy, did you watch some Rumi? Maybe? He is literally doing the same thing as Why not?
Yep.
It has been the electro weapon collect around Sunwing's neck, missing the larger man's backside, and slipping the large brown pegasus over to catch the ground, but the side facing down. Wow! That was impressive! I command. If I didn't know she was a pony, I thought she would have hands. Thank you, the guy said as he turned back with her right paw. The lips are also for light. The scintillating sun into in the process. A white water island and floats in midair. Until Dr. Kelly grabs it and towers herself off. Wow. The symbolism of that. I'm gonna assume that you are throwing in the tower and I'm gonna wipe off my sweat with your tower. You finally did that? The vignette as she powers the floor on the side and pushes herself up to stand on the floor legs. Or are you just humoring me? I haven't seen you break a sweat once until maybe now. I mean, I am a hologram. This is kind of deep the right to her over her neck. Lord exposed butter to her lips. His face now floated away as she lost her wing. At this point, she said to the much larger mare, I must admit, I have adapted to flying 6 feet far faster than I had anticipated. Particularly when it comes to stamina. I have heard knowledge, thanks to a crystal, but for some reason my body had no trouble keeping up as well. I mean, that can be because you know the techniques and you are not wasting that much movement anymore. Because you have precise movement, you are losing much less stamina and you are using much less energy as well.
That can help, yeah.
It's almost as if I have her body, too. Except I know my shape doesn't match hers, nor does my capabilities. I can fly as she can, nor can use my horn in a martial arts style, but
You didn't quite read that right. Nor can she use my horn in her martial arts style.
I mean, I can't use her horn either. Because she doesn't have it. Also, I'm psychology. Using magic in the martial arts tournament is cheating. But sure. Are you sure you haven't done this before? Don't ask Dr. Kelly before glancing back at the others who had at the picture's firing room. Then lifted nose back to acknowledge them. I mean, I probably will do it in the past. If you think about that. I must be beginning to wonder myself, just can I admit to start. Many first time in my capabilities have gone over too smoothly. It's almost as if I have done this before. Mr. Make exploration enticing though, doesn't it? But as naturally. Piggy, but I think I'm shaking the feeling you know something about me that you are not telling me. He said back to the doctor. I mean, for all we know, the Magi are literally losing some memories as well, right? When they
Doing what?
reincarnate. They might lose some memories of their older selves. Do not go crazy.
I find that rather likely, as much as we lose our own memories during our one lifetime. Except there's much more to forget. There's maybe quite a big difference between 80-year-old and a 400-year-old.
Yeah, for all we know, in one of her life cycles, she might actually be a martial arts master. But she forgot about it. Because it wasn't necessary to her new self. Doctor lifts the roof, as he said. All things in due time, Doctor. He gave a similar advice to me once, which I got in the music recognition. Let's see how you have been coming along. The can decide if a new holographic window ignites beside her. To look the body, for actively scan the information displayed in this window. Soon, she nodded in satisfaction, as she said, Nice! Very nice. The progress continues to be ahead of expectations. So, you do not know what your holographic self knows.
I like how Vision replies in the next paragraph.
then it is your expectation that needs elaboration. 2. With an advice. Something with advice. The character agrees with the nod. And the holographic window besides her relation. She looks back at the right Philip, while snipping her smart button again. Something touched the nearby bed. Using the reach to scoop up another sports bottle and proceeded to drink from it herself. Those are real sports bottles, I think. They are getting allowed to anyone who might answer a question. Unless the liquid within it is. After all, if all the holograms within this place are only real here, they don't seem the benefit of drinking holographic water unless we are in purely for the taste. I'm looking at the lollipops.
Yeah. Yeah, that would qualify.
I mean, simulation can be used to stimulate. Okay, full transport button to point to the tip of it and Lyle, as she said. You are correct. Yes. Honestly speaking, there is no benefit to eating or drinking holographic food beyond pure psychological enjoyment. I assure you these matters and its contents are real. I wouldn't require it after a good workout. Oh yeah! The realize is something I should have mentioned. You didn't drink anything after your workout. You should. I was going to until I got interrupted when you replied. Actually, I was going to work out some more until the rest of you came. I do have water bottle in there, but I'm not sure where. Then hold on, I go fetching. But besides, I leave this room to do so. Thank you. You can call after the order came back. In the meantime, I can go grab. Next time, it's not cooler.
What is it?
It's H.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like the story reminds you to do this.
Also, hi, what do you want? Come on, hi. He's curious about what I am thinking. Oh yeah, I forgot the love quote for some reason. I don't know. Forecast? That requires the verticality in the path to a sparring match with Storming. In response, she looks back at him as she informed. Forecast. Martial arts involve a lot of repetition, and we have been doing that. Despite what you are witness to more than there is the beginning stage or a stage of something beyond all that. It will also utilizing the training in an improved work method. Learning to think quickly on our rules is another key aspect of this training. We need to learn to use them beyond just practicing in this room. I mean, yeah, I know. Repetition is key.
That trains muscle memory. Yeah. And also works on your stamina and your strength. I remember in a lot of animes they show images of something that probably is real, where there a bunch of students were swinging a boken swords and a downward chop over and over again for hours.
In Canoe, yeah. That's a very well known thing. I mean, not just in Canoe, but in any sports practice as well. You have to get used to the weight of the sword and actually the edge alignment as well.
Yeah.
But I can easily use force field to let my opponent win. That makes sense, and she someone off her face. When she is done, she got her from my opponent with respect, as she said. Well, yeah, now that I think about that, Kelly can actually have aura from the other story. Can actually have a force field and take the damage instead of her. Until she has enough magic energy. That's literally in the tablet. But I'm glad you are utilizing it against me, otherwise I would have broken all your bones with one punch. Even though I can't appreciate that, I may face an opponent someday who can also use those tricks against me. I want to be prepared. There's ever been a taste for you, I noticed. I can observe my regarding something. Be prepared, because it's a big deal for you. I mean, if she would go to a school and she would go take a history exam, she would still learn for the math exam, just in case they mix up the exams. And they give her a math exam instead. I could see that happening. Of course! And also, I'm gonna say this. That has happened to me. That's why it came to my mind. But obviously, I think that this is not history exam. But somehow there was a mixture of the written exams, and one of the math exams was mixed inside of them. It was funny how this reminded me of that. Of course, having a kid with time turned out matter of factly. After that, he is the subject by acting. Seeing you all here, I'm to ask, why is phenomenon? Is his room something, I take it? Maybe he is playing the VR as well. I assume so. Yes, that's what the doctor. He is nowhere else on the ship right now. That I seem to know better than you running off outside on the ship on his own. I mean, from all I know, all we know, he might be outside on the roof of the TARDIS, like at some point.
Yeah, he's kind of done that before, sort of. Well, I mean, leave the ship, but he actually parked himself on the side of the ship.
Yeah.
There's no gravity out there. Not when they were floating out in the middle of space.
Element has been telling her to hard too in his own way. This can inform the entire group in terms of respect. I know he's already mastered 3 spells of mine doing a max here. And it's scanning spell, healing spell, and telescopic vision.
Goodness.
Telescopic vision?
Yeah.
So is it zoom?
Yeah.
For some reason, though, he has been having a lot of trouble with teleportation. I mean, that is literally the hardest spell. And also, teleportation is against the law of nature to begin with. He is literally so much into with nature that teleporting around is literally its own nature, I would assume. And also to turn him in modified control of his force fields, so that he can turn them into various shapes or a different level of hardness. He basically means following my advice, so he improves. He can do something that I can. So I recommend he lean into that. You should follow your own advice then, so you can command to serve me. You can do something that I can, no can follow. In the process, you can use similar martial arts styles that I do this. You have wings, and can affect the weather. Use them most to your advantage just as I did. I know, but I don't want to cheat in a physical fight. So we should. But right now, I'm still struggling with the basics. I want to get these things are solid before I really turn things up to the next level. But as long as you at least think about it, that you can remember. After you leap into the air, you are still not at the mercy of gravity or your own momentum. You can flap in mid-air to guide your course. As well, you can flap to guide other projectiles, like arrow fire, to either miss or hit their target. Or hit the targetee. Someone doesn't understanding, as she said. They said the same thing to me personally. And believe me, I kept that in mind. I think I need to focus on really mastering the basics first. But I promise you, I won't forget what you most have said about what else I can do. There is more to it than that. It's kind of said in a lecturing tone. Besides just being a Pegasus, like I do, you have your own qualities that she doesn't share. For instance, you are far larger mass. That makes you slower, but you also have much more range with each of your swings. With practice, you can also learn to use your weight to your advantage. Give the weight to your body like energy. If you throw it around in just the right way, there can be much more oomph to your punches. I mean, yeah, that's what they learn. They teach you. You don't throw a punch like this. You use your whole body to throw a punch. You also have to be careful in order to have your balance or get unintentional opening. Yeah, you don't want to be like in the movies. You don't do spinning kicks and stuff like that. It can just leave you open, nothing else. I've been keeping that in mind too, having a shot. For now, I'm thinking my body's natural weight can be used to my advantage the most during times I have leverage. I think it is especially useful during grapples and pain. Indeed. I mean, there are literally two types of grapplers. One is the bigger body type, and the other is the more agile body type. There's no in between. I mean, they are all agile. Don't get me wrong. There's advantage too, that are agreed with solving. But if you keep an awareness of this fact, and entertain with it enough, then use your weight to advantage in the speed of a snap. Like the crack of the end of the whip. but it is more, so we lift her wings and spread her feathers, and others like a hearty gesture. But she does not speak until she lowers her motto and says, I'm sure we are all aware that I could use some improvement, and believe me, I am working on that very seriously. Why so serious?
Hey, have you seen the film?
No. Yes. I don't know.
Wait, so you have seen it, but in your native language?
I would say I have half seen it.
Okay.
It was playing in the TV, and I might have been watching some parts of it.
Okay.
But I have not fully watched it on my own.
The story makes references to that later on, and I was just wondering if you might get it when it happens.
We also think you have a great deal of potential, Mr. Cadian. Not only a potential that is quite different from Larry New. Yet, she has to use her intellect and technique into a fighting style. But you are a bit like a tank. You can play out too and check off the attacks that would have crippled her. You don't need intellect, you are a massacre. You are barbarian. There is so much power behind each of your blows too. You may not be nearly as fast or maneuverable as her or me, but when you do it, not many of your would-be opponents would remain standing after that. I mean, imagine if Storming learned rage.
Unleash the rage!
What's a tank? The PS shot after she arrived back and passed the vision of what a matter. And they don't really have tank, but they were able to spend turtle. That's not. I mean, yeah. That's what. Why did they able to name it tank if they don't have tanks?
That's an interesting question.
I mean, they do have tanks, but not the vehicle tank, but the tank that keeps water inside.
There you go.
But they do know the term, what a tank is. Especially because they have Ugos and Umbrias, right?
Yeah.
Is that true? That's a Dio. I look and not a time further before she said. I thought it meant that as a joke, but yeah. That is really what she named her turtle. That's her man as he informs. You know, I have tried to design that is a propeller that is on the turtle's back. I supplied the more technical parts of that project, as she intended it. And now she is less of a tank and more of an Apache helicopter.
You're right.
Well, anyway, this is the tank. If not entirely, I see create a version of one in this room. I mean, it depends on which tank is using, because everything looks different. It isn't too hard every window this time, nor in the transparent. It is probably solid too, and very functional in this room. Basically, it is a heavy armored and armed ground-based vehicle. I have seen models like this in something known as Great War, back in another universe. It was said regarding the image in disapproval. I am not fond of things designed for combat, but I know you are just using this as an example. I mean, why does not Kelly know about tanks?
Read the on in the sentence.
How will I explain? Here on the Kelly. How do you know about these things? This only running police use them. I mean, for all I know, there are tanks that are literally that don't even have weapons on them.
Remember you said that too. Anyway, I think you're done with that paragraph.
Yeah. I think I save that discussion for later. But you can decide as she has the image fade away due to the cause obvious discomfort. This time we know the things using spies for projectiles. I mean, in this one they might. So the reverse is on the scary. It's supposed to give the silent look by the doctor as she sips her water bottle again. He doesn't overlook her serious expression that he made. This goal seems to drop his old hopeful frown. I mean, in the future it might actually use the lasers and plasma instead of extra projectiles.
Something to keep in mind about the Magi is they have a potentially knowledge base of other races too, besides just ponies.
Yeah.
And any of them could have made stuff like this as well.
But if the police are not using it, then humans do exist in this universe. Right? At least later on, later I will be happy. Anyway, I got a picture. So we said, we make the tension in the room. Those things are large, strong and tough. Given those facts, I find myself making efforts to be compared to them. Very tough. You're so doorstep on the mind. That thing can take you out. This kind of shot something. These kind of vehicles have been used to cover against other kinds of hostile fire, so long as it isn't too strong or explosive. Which makes it something of a shield. So we said with another approval. I like it. And then looks at her own symbol.
Yep.
She does have it, right? Yes,
Oh, yeah.
she does. Because they left after she got it. Minute and it's me, given the fact that most of us are here now, especially the doctor, I would like to discuss our next move. To that end, there were some loose ends and the conclusion of my last adventure that I would like to tie up. Such as, Dr. Kennedy asked the doctor, then sips on the bottle again. Or can I get chain link? And the term is right after in this. In this case, she did abandon her 85, was not aboard my ship, and then was back in time. And then abandoned by the master as well. The third one. I couldn't secure her back then, so she made back in that era. It's about 600 years before your time. He doesn't nothing. And you... He doesn't nothing time turner.
Not you. Doesn't not Lyra.
Yeah. Was she a willing passenger or not? So she kindly asked, and then she gets a lot of approval from someone from asking a question. I'm assuming willing at first, but she answered. I know she was left behind willingly though. The one who stuck her aboard wasn't exactly the nicest pony. Or doesn't want a pony at all, just found the music to himself. William for a part settled in the fact that there's hiding something about his entertainment. I mean, you know the fact that you are gonna give him the spoiler in the future for the past. I remind myself. The moment is probably invited about the ship at all. Serving and Dr. Alarm. She almost sounded accusing, but she has not. I mean, because I knew that we are gonna get her now. He was necessary for the success of the mission I was going for at the time. The answer was son. I was also planning to see of our success of other projects that will come later. Do you think she will be willing to have us rescue her? So can I check with the doctor? Probably not. Because we know that she is with the Symbiote.
Yeah.
I am not 100% sure if she's infected, but she is with the Symbiote.
Yeah, but the doctor doesn't know that. Yet.
I honestly don't know. That's the answer. She was once very loyal to another individual. No, think that. She was very loyal to other individuals who were characters in their own right. Most of them. Right? But now, he said, I'm not sure. It can be notoriously difficult to find, too. But they aren't willing to be found. That alone will be quite the puzzle for us to solve. I mean, would the Solis could ever find the solution here? They are not made of wood?
Yeah, possibly. I saw that, yeah. There it is again. Yeah.
I wish she's just waking up at the moment. She was sleeping in my lap. She is lying back. You were quite an expert historian in the human universe, but you can't realize it alone. Not here. And I mean, I may have you covered that regard. To that end, I think you have somebody in mind who is something of an expert or changeling. And might help us find the rogue boy, and we can take over with her to help us. Correct? Question mark? No, not correct. Also, is it around the time period that you refer to? I don't believe that they would be willing to ask history. Who else would be expert on changelings? A female.
Oh, there's some clues right there already.
Expert on changelings? Really? I mean, literally the only two things I can imagine is Thorax and Greek crystals, but I don't think Greek crystals would be able to, would be willing to have, and Thorax is not a female. So,
Yeah. or existed that far back.
I mean, he did exist, but he wasn't changed yet.
Not he didn't. He wasn't around centuries ago. Where the other rogue changeling was abandoned.
Oh, I imagine that we are in this area, in the original season 3 timeline.
Oh, season 4.
Same thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of changing, really? That's a scary surprise. How strange. I'm not even sure if other changing even existed yet back then. Who then would be expert on them during that time period? The guy's more than a doctor. This is not a much for spear. This makes actually evolved on the arm of a chair. Actually, one. The one who followed in the entire race to begin with. Now, in the question, are we talking about Greek studies or her mother? Or her grandmother? I mean, how do you interpret the race? Something we will find out in the next episode.
Right. But look, whoever it is, Dr. Kelly's talking about this individual as the progenitor of the entire race. The very first changeling.
Yeah, also, it seems like we can also mix things up and it could be like the Daleks that there was no changeling to begin with and it was kind of an experiment. Who knows? I mean, you know. Anything can happen in a fiction, right?
Oh, anyway, I'm looking forward to you reading the next arc. I feel like it's written pretty tightly. It's so far, it's actually one of my favorites. One, of course, there's more to come, and we'll see if that standard holds. Aww. Anyway, what'd you think of this chapter? Which I'm impressed you finished all of this in just today.
I'm surprised as well that I could. I was throwing in the end. Oh, no. At the end, it was fine. In the middle, there was some you could hear that. But, yeah, we are going in places that I didn't expect. Like going back in time for the founder of the Changelings, which we don't even know.
Well, yeah, the rogue changeling that was smuggled aboard the doctor's ship was abandoned centuries ago. So, she's beginning to describe that around that time period as the progenitor of the changeling race started around that time period too. Which also suggests, unless they're time travelers, changelings did not exist before then.
Yeah, and we learned two things that there are two ponies in this. I mean, two pony like creatures in this universe who know things that shouldn't know. Like Dr. Kelly and Rainbow Dash. Why do they know about things?
Right.
And Dr. Kelly knows what a tank is as well.
The material in this chapter definitely held up well for the title of it, right?
Yeah. They're saying we have not seen what Hellman is doing actually. Well, we know he might be just in the bed and just sleeping.
Yeah, that actually, although he wasn't officially in this chapter, he was mentioned, and what he was doing was training. So honestly, there was 3 separate scenarios in this chapter describing training montage, and that was Vision with her. How would I pronounce this kinesthetic exercise? something that works on your stamina. And then Dr. Kelly with sparring with Stormwing at first. And finally Featherwind, which was described as having some training too, and learn some new spells, and a better applications of some of the existing spells like this barrier magic. She's Dr. Kelly is extremely good at that, and started to train Featherwind how to improve upon it, like not just creating fixed force fields, but barriers that have potentially any shape, and they can move too. That's basically the Green Lantern.
Yeah. What are you learning, Alexa? Also, I see you was messy in the rotation during the night. Those buttons right now were literally in one place. They are everywhere now.
I'm starting to wonder if all of us are getting distracted by the dog's cuteness, like you, me, and maybe anyone else who watches this video later on.
That is mine. And I said they love fruit for some reason. And all the yards in the meantime.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a lot of training. And we will have my favorite character back in the next chapter, then the next arc.
Who's that?
Mirage.
Alright.
I did say that she was not being crucial, you know.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah?
If your mother's on vacation, and more importantly, if you are still on vacation, could we actually continue the reading of this tomorrow?
I mean, if we are not doing justice, then yes.
That would be another follow-up question. That's another option.
I mean, we can do that.
I would love to. And if we do, I'll also have to ask what time, because that seems a little unfixed as well. Recently. If we are doing it tomorrow, what time do you think?
I mean, it depends on when my sister leaves and when my sister comes today.
I didn't know that. She's coming in.
I mean, I didn't know until yesterday either.
I guess I'll initially set it for this time, the same time as we did tonight. But keep me updated. If it occurs any earlier or later, let me know. Okay.
I mean, it could be earlier, but it depends if she stays here for the night or not. But I will definitely inform you.
Thank you.
I will set it up for 6 AM, so usual time -2. If that's good for you, and we will set it up. We will change it as it needs. But yeah,
you still know you have your camera angled down, right?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, just making sure you know that.
I'm here.
He could just without seeing your face. You could also make those sound effects like the Charlie Brown's parents.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and see you tomorrow, I guess.
Alright. Bye-bye. Oh yeah. I have to work on a new splash page too for new arc.
Oh no. Oh no. I mean, for first one, we can keep this one, but then later on.